really got this. So that was called a 2 arms above the shoulders. And again, intent.
3 players ejected in a single game, all because of one rookie. The June 17th Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun matchup turned into an absolute war zone, with officials throwing out Sophie Cunningham, Jacy Sheldon, and Lindsay Allen in what many are calling the most chaotic sequence of the WNBA season. When Caitlin Clark steps on the court, apparently all hell breaks loose. What you're about to discover goes way deeper than just basketball fouls. We're talking about a systematic targeting campaign, revenge plays that had fans on their feet, and officiating decisions that have coaches questioning everything.
That's a flagrant foul. It's a hard foul.
By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why 3 professional athletes risked their careers in a single moment of madness. Drop a comment right now. Do you think Caitlin Clark is being unfairly targeted? Or is this just competitive basketball? Because what happened next will make you question everything you thought you knew about sportsmanship.
Flagrant, those 2 were technicals. Charles got a technical, and then Mabry for what we thought.
In professional women's basketball, the chaos started innocently enough. Jacy Sheldon, trying to defend against Clark's signature 3-point shooting, made what appeared to be routine defensive contact. But this wasn't routine at all. Video replay shows Sheldon's finger making direct contact with Clark's eye, a move that had Clark immediately grabbing her face in pain. The rookie sensation, who had been taking hits all season long, finally reached her breaking point. She shoved back at Sheldon, a rare moment of retaliation from the typically composed Iowa product. That's when everything exploded. Marina Mabry saw the scuffle and decided to escalate things. She grabbed Clark and threw her to the ground with enough force to send shockwaves through the entire arena. Fans erupted, teammates rushed in, and what started as a simple defensive play had now become a full-scale confrontation. The officials were scrambling to restore order, but they had no idea what was coming next. Sophie Cunningham had seen enough. The veteran guard, known for her fierce loyalty to teammates, watched Mabry throw Clark down and made a split-second decision that would define her entire season. She delivered what can only be described as a revenge foul, a hard, intentional contact that sent a clear message to the Connecticut Sun. This wasn't about basketball anymore. This was about protecting their rookie superstar, who had been taking punishment all year long. Cunningham's social media response later that night told the whole story. Without directly saying it, she made it clear that nobody was going to bully her teammate without consequences. Her teammates rallied around the post, and Fever fans treated her like a hero for standing up when it mattered most. Sometimes, protection comes at a price, and Cunningham was willing to pay it. But here's where it gets really interesting about Jacy Sheldon. The second-year guard from Ohio State had been having a breakout season, averaging solid minutes for Connecticut. Yet, one moment of questionable defense turned her into the villain of this entire saga. Replays showed her finger making contact with Clark's eye area. But was it intentional? Former players are split down the middle, with some calling it a basketball play, and others questioning the timing and angle of contact. Sheldon's reaction afterwards spoke volumes. She didn't apologize, didn't downplay the contact, and seemed almost surprised by the ejection. For a player trying to establish herself in the league, getting thrown out for targeting the most popular rookie was not the kind of attention she wanted. The incident has followed her through the rest of the season, with opposing fans booing her every time she touches the ball. Lindsay Allen found herself in the worst possible position, guilty by association. The veteran point guard was ejected, not for what she did, but for how she reacted to the chaos around her. Sources close to the team suggest Allen was trying to be a peacemaker, pulling players apart rather than escalating the situation. But in the heat of the moment, officials couldn't distinguish between aggressors and mediators. Allen's ejection highlights a bigger problem with WNBA officiating this season. Experienced players who understand how to navigate conflicts are getting punished alongside the actual instigators. Her coach was furious after the game, calling the ejection completely unfair and questioning whether the officials even knew what they were looking at. For Allen, a player known for her professionalism, the ejection was a career low point that had nothing to do with her actual actions.
Remember when everyone thought the Kennedy Carter incident was bad? That infamous push from behind that sent Clark sprawling seems tame compared to what's happening now. Carter's shove was calculated, cold, and caught everyone off guard. but at least it was just one player making one terrible decision. Now we're seeing entire games devolve into chaos because officials can't control the targeting that veteran players are directing at Clark. The Carter incident opened the floodgates for what we're seeing now. Players across the league took note of how little punishment Carter received, and some clearly decided that aggressive play against Clark was acceptable. The league's failure to send a strong message after that initial incident has led directly to the chaos we witnessed with 3 ejections in one game. Sometimes being too lenient creates bigger problems down the road. Hit that subscribe button right now, because the officiating crisis we're about to expose will shock you. WNBA referees are facing unprecedented criticism from coaches, players, and fans who believe they've completely lost control of games involving Caitlin Clark. Multiple coaches have gone on record questioning whether officials are protecting star players appropriately, with some suggesting that Clark is being held to a different standard than other rookies. The numbers don't lie. Clark has been involved in more ejection-worthy incidents than any other rookie in recent memory. Either she's incredibly unlucky, or there's a systematic problem with how games are being officiated when she's on the court. Veteran referees are reportedly frustrated with the increased scrutiny, while newer officials admit they're struggling with the intensity that Clark's presence brings to every game. The league office has remained mostly silent, but insider sources suggest major changes to officiating protocols are being considered for next season. What happened on June 17th represents everything wrong with the current state of women's professional basketball. 3 talented athletes threw away their professionalism in a matter of seconds, all because the league hasn't figured out how to protect its biggest star while maintaining competitive integrity. Sophie Cunningham felt she had to take matters into her own hands because officials weren't doing their job. Jacy Sheldon made a play that will define her career for all the wrong reasons. Lindsay Allen got caught in a system that can't tell the difference between aggression and mediation. The real tragedy is that Caitlin Clark's incredible rookie season is being overshadowed by incidents that have nothing to do with her basketball ability. She's breaking attendance records, selling out arenas, and bringing new fans to the sport. But instead of celebrating her achievements, we're analyzing fight footage and debating ejections. The 3 players involved in this latest incident have all seen their reputations affected, their team chemistry disrupted, and their focus shifted away from winning games. The June 17th ejections weren't just about one chaotic sequence. They were the inevitable result of a league struggling to adapt to its newest superstar. Until the WNBA figures out how to protect Caitlin Clark without compromising competitive balance, we're going to see more incidents like this. The question isn't whether it will happen again, but how many more players will sacrifice their careers in moments of madness? This content is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute professional sports analysis. Consult official WNBA sources for complete game information and player statistics.